It's recording.
And this is my what have you learned from your audience feedback?
How did you get your feedback?
I gained my feedback through using like polls, and I got people to comment on my work, and asked teachers to comment on my work, and asked people questions at the end and film them and their responses. I felt I could have done like questionnaires and given them out, but then I thought it might be a bit of a problem for response because a lot of people might not have filled them in. But if I stood by them while they were filling them in, then they'd be more likely to do it. And I thought that I could have made use of the internet, so like social networking sites like Facebook, to post up my trailer and my work and get some feedback in that way.
What sort of feedback did you gain from your polls?
Well, I asked people like which version of my posters and my films they preferred, and got feedback on that. So like it gave me an idea about which style to go for. I asked about titles for my film. So like I wasn't sure whether to use like The Haunting or The Haunted and things like that. And I asked and then got feedback on that. And then I just generally got feedback on opinions on whether people thought certain things worked and certain things didn't work.
What was some of the feedback you got from your trailer?
I got feedback on the sound. They thought it was good, and some people's favourite part was the ending, the sound at the ending, because I used 3 different clips. And then one person said that they liked the singing at the start, which was my favourite bit. And then I got feedback on my genre, and they felt that it was clearly established, which is important. They thought that the coming soon at the end was good, with the flames in the background. And they said it works as a horror, and it doesn't give too much away.
What about your magazine? What feedback did you get from that?
That the version with the smashed glass and the blood was the best, and that it wasn't too important to have a picture of the actress or the character on the front. That it was fine to not have that and to have the blood effect.
What about your poster?
Some people said their favourite one was the blue one. That was quite common, that a lot of people like that one. And then someone liked the billboard style one with the eye. They liked the blue effect on the one poster, and the eye in the billboard poster, they said that it gave away a sense of mystery, and the features that attract their attention were that it feels like it's staring at you, and the title in bold stands out, so that's good.
Did you take on the feedback that you got on board?
Yeah, because I felt it was important what my target audience think, because they're the people that are going to be buying it and watching the trailer and the film. So obviously it's important what they think. But then the feedback I got at the end, it's impossible really to change things after that or make big changes. So it was good to just get general feedback on it, but obviously it wasn't that constructive. I took on board the fact that they liked the blue effect on the poster and kept that. And it's taught me things about what to keep in mind if I was going to do any work in the future. So for future work, I've got feedback.
What did your audience seem to want from the trailer?
Well, they seemed to want it to be scary and hard-hitting, and they wanted to get an insight into film, but not too much given away.
What about the poster? What did your audience seem to want from that?
They seem to want it to be attention-grabbing, like they like the eyes staring at you, and they like the blue because it was weird. It's not something you normally see. And they like, my teacher said he liked the variation, so that I had 3 different posters, and the fact that it can be easily associated with the film, with the trailer.
Yeah. What about your magazine cover?
They liked the fact that they were able to see which film was being advertised, because obviously the title was on the front. So then they can associate it with the film and the poster. And because I used like the same font on all 3, so they were able to identify that there was a link. And they liked the fact that the title was bold and there was information about other films on there, so that it appeals to a wider range of people rather than just people who are going to watch that one film.